A lot of people question, why is it that a lot of the black athletes, when they go to the NFL draft, NBA draft, etc., they're all sitting up there with Becky. You know what I'm saying? We don't come from communities where they are readily available, but it seems like it's a targeting of these black male athletes. Well, they have this one young woman that's worked with a lot of athletes, and she reveals something why these black men have Becky on their arm.
So the NBA draft just passed and everyone's still wondering about why every single professional athlete seems to have a white girlfriend or a girlfriend who's like super light skinned, almost white. So I worked a whole entire year in marketing and sports for professional athletes, but I also live in Miami, so I've met a lot of like professional athletes as well, just because it's Miami. And let me tell you something. When there's a black man, especially a black man who's come from a predominantly like black community, right? And he's about to go into the NFL, NBA draft, whatever the case may be, and they're waving millions of dollars in his face for endorsements, brand deals, sponsorships, whatever the case may be, the brands most of the time want proximity to whiteness. So that means whatever the brand wants, they're going to get. And especially when you have managers and agents who are like money driven and who know they're going to get that 3 to 5% cut off of that athlete, they're going to encourage the athlete to date a white woman. They're going to encourage that athlete to date women who are very light skinned and also have a very classy persona on social media, because that's what brands are going to pay the most money for. Because a lot of times when you have athletes, especially who come from like predominantly black communities and a lot of times low income communities, and this is kind of like their golden ticket out of the hood, if that makes sense, they're going to do whatever it takes to get that money, especially when there's millions of dollars on the line and they're not used to money. So many black creators, even on here, they come and tell you that they don't make the same as their white counterparts. And even me, as a light-skinned black woman, it's like, I know that I have privilege, but I also know there's my same white counterparts doing the exact same thing, getting paid way more than I am. So imagine a darker skinned creator. So think about it. A lot of these athletes, this is their golden ticket out. This is their golden ticket to the life that they've been dreaming of for them and their family. So if they have to be in a proximity to whiteness to get millions of dollars, they're going to do it. And their agents, their managers, everyone on their team is going to push them towards that.
Now, it makes sense. It makes plenty sense that in order for this black athlete to get access to this kind of money, they want him to have a white woman on his arm so they can funnel that money back to the white community. Now, that's basically what they want to do. Take the money from the black man and funnel it right back to the white community, right? Go just in exchange from his hand right back to theirs. That's number one. Then she said, if they don't have that, they got to have a light-skinned black woman on their arm if they're going to date somebody outside of white women. It makes sense, because that's what you kind of see. You kind of see athletes either have a white woman or a very light-skinned black woman, or, she's not going to be dark-skinned like that. And when I say dark-skinned, I mean like my color or darker. You don't really see a whole lot of them with women like that. So if they being encouraged by the agents, being encouraged by different people to get a deal, then they're like, okay, well, shoot, man, I guess, because like she said, that's their golden ticket out of the life that they grew up in. Some of them grew up in horrible conditions in a lot of these neighborhoods in America, unfortunately. So it's all a game. It's all a game. And I kind of knew that it just wasn't coincidence that all these black men was dating all these white women, because most black men don't even desire white women like that. That's the thing. Like, brothers ain't checking on no white women like that. And if they do mess with them, because I guess that's what they generally like, but it's definitely not the majority. It's not. And all these athletes they talk about had all black girlfriends anyway in high school, etc. So it has to be something nefarious. And this sister talked about it, and I get it 2,000%, what she's saying. But, at the end of the day, these young men got to have their own mind. And I'm like, look, I don't want to deal with them, because what, in the divorce, you're going to just take it from me? No, And talk to your sons, ladies and gentlemen. Talk to your sons, because those relationships with Becky can get you in a world of trouble. Ask Jonathan Majors.